Have you ever had that feeling when something that's supposed to be perfect just starts to go wrong? Well, today we're diving into a story that starts with a romantic birthday trip for a young couple but ends up spiraling into an absolute supernatural nightmare.
It's a pretty terrifying question, isn't it? For the two people at the center of this story, the answer is hiding in a forgotten little village and a bungalow with a horrible, horrible curse. And it all begins with the best of intentions.
So, we've got a trip that was planned with so much love, meant to be a celebration, but as you're about to see, every single choice they make just leads them further and further away from safety and deeper into the dark.
Okay, so let's meet our couple, Nisha and Arav. Now, she's a writer, and she's totally drawn to old ruins, mysteries, that kind of thing. He's a photographer, and his whole world is about capturing reality exactly as it is. And this contrast? It's absolutely crucial. Her fascination with the unknown and his very grounded, realistic view of the world, well, they're both about to be put to the ultimate test.
So Arav planned this whole thing just for Nisha's birthday. And actually, she had wanted to bring friends along, but he insisted it be just for the two of them. Private, romantic, a really sweet gesture, right? But this decision, this choice to be completely alone is what ultimately leaves them totally isolated and so vulnerable.
Pretty soon, their idyllic little journey takes a sharp and really unsettling turn. They basically stumble upon a place that seems, frozen in a state of constant dread.
After a couple hours of driving, they arrive at this village, and its name is Rudathirpur. Now, the name itself is an omen. The word Rudir, it's another word for blood.
And the vibe is just immediately wrong. It's only 6 p.m., but the streets are completely empty. Deserted. Every single house has a lit torch burning outside. Every single door is painted this deep blood red, and they're all covered in these strange mantras scrawled in black. This isn't just a quiet village. It feels menacing.
So Arav, being a photographer, gets out of the car to snap some pictures of this bizarre scene. And then, out of nowhere, this old woman dressed in a red bridal outfit appears right in front of him. She gives him this frantic, cryptic warning, and then, just as quickly as she appeared, she literally vanishes into thin air.
He turns back towards the car, and Nisha is gone. In her place, he sees this absolutely horrifying vision. It's Nisha walking hand in hand with this ghostly groom. His face is hidden, and his hand is just dripping with blood. He screams her name, totally panicked, and just then, the real Nisha taps him on the shoulder, asking what's wrong. The vision is gone, but Arav is just left there, drenched in sweat, wondering if he's losing his mind.
So they're both shaken, but they try to move on and set up camp for the night. But this horror, it isn't just in Arav's head. Oh no, it's about to be caught on camera. So they find this nice spot by a river to camp. The mood is pretty calm, lit just by their bonfire. Nisha, trying to lighten the mood after that weirdness in the village, playfully asks Arav to take some pictures of her. It's just a normal, romantic moment that is about to become anything but. Arav lifts the camera, takes the first picture, and his blood just runs cold. On the camera's little screen, standing right behind Nisha, is the exact same ghostly groom from his vision. He nervously takes another shot, and the figure is even closer now. But here's the crazy part. When Nisha, curious, takes the camera from him, the photos look perfect, beautiful even. The phantom is gone. It was only visible to Arav through the lens of his camera.
Later that night, Arav can't sleep. He starts scrolling back through the pictures he took back in Rudathirpur, and his heart sinks. The groom wasn't just in his vision or behind Nisha. In every single photo he took of the village, that same ghostly figure is there, standing silently outside one of those blood-red doors. This threat isn't random. It's tied to this entire cursed place.
The next day, they try to shake off the night's horrors with a hike. But on their way back, they are drawn towards the story's terrifying centerpiece, the place where this all comes to a head.
So, the day before, Nisha had pointed out this old, derelict bungalow way off in the distance. But now, as they're coming back from their hike at dusk, that same ruin is impossible. It's lit up, glowing like some kind of magnificent palace, almost beckoning them closer. And despite how strange it all is, their curiosity just gets the better of them. They decide to go inside.
And the inside is impossibly grand. There's this massive feast laid out on silver plates, a spread fit for royalty.
But it is completely empty. There's not a single person there. Just this overwhelming, sickly sweet smell of dead flowers hanging heavy in the air. The trap is set.
Just as Nisha says, maybe we should leave, the heavy main door slams shut, trapping them inside. The sound of chanting starts up from nowhere, and the spectral groom begins to descend the grand staircase, holding a dried, dead wedding garland in his hand. This time, he is not a vision.
Arav tries to grab Nisha to run, but his feet feel like they're glued to the floor. He has to watch in pure horror as Nisha's eyes turn a milky white. She's not herself anymore. Like a puppet on strings, she walks towards the groom, who places the dead garland around her neck. Arav lunges forward to stop it, but the entity just throws him across the room, and he's forced to watch, completely helpless, as it completes this ghastly wedding ritual with a possessed Nisha.
The horrifying ritual is complete, but what happens next reveals the true, tragic history of this place and the absolute finality of its curse.
As the last step of the ceremony ends, the whole bungalow is plunged into darkness. Arav hears a single, pain-filled scream, and when the light returns, everything is gone. The groom, the feast, the palace decor, and Nisha. He is completely alone, standing in the middle of a cold, derelict ruin.
Arav runs back to the village in a total panic. He finds that same old woman from before, and she finally tells him the bungalow's terrible history. It used to belong to this evil landlord, a Zamindar, who practiced dark magic. And to try and get immortality, he would forcibly marry and then sacrifice a new bride on every new moon. Well, the terrified villagers finally had enough. They rose up and burned him alive in his own home. But his evil spirit, it remained, tied to that property forever. And then the old woman delivers the final, devastating blow. The spirit of the Zamindar just waits dormant until the new moon, the Amavas. And it was on that exact night that Arav and Nisha just happened to arrive. The spirit had been waiting, and it chose Nisha to be its next bride.
The old woman leaves Arav with those final, hopeless words. His perfect birthday trip, the one born from his desire for a private romantic celebration, led him to deliver the person he loved directly into the hands of an ancient, waiting evil. He's left completely broken with the haunting knowledge that the curse is absolute. And the bride of that bungalow, she never, ever returns.